show you some more charity shop CDs. Recently purchased this one. In fact, I already have, but it was only £1. I thought worth having. I can pass this on to someone. So it's Low by David Bowie. Obviously a classic album. Everyone should hear this at some point. This was interesting. Compilation called Scratchy Sounds, Ska, Dub, Roots and Reggae Nuggets, and it was a double CD just for £1, so it's a huge amount of stuff on there. 43 tracks, artists like Big Youth, The Pioneers, Gregory Isaacs, Lee Scratch Perry, Max Romeo, Augustus Pablo, Toots and the Maytals. Some really good stuff there, and it's got great sleeve notes as well. So compiled by DJ Barry Scratchy Myers. Really interesting compilation. This was something I didn't even know this existed. It's a compilation by Bell and Sebastian of rare tracks and B-sides and stuff. Just an interesting curio. Look forward to hearing that. And then I found not one but 3 CDs by Aimee Mann in a charity shop, £1 each. I've never heard a single note by Aimee Mann, so I don't even know if I'm going to like this, but I just was intrigued to hear a new artist, to me anyway. So I think that's her first album, whatever. And then Bachelor number 2. As I say, I have no idea what I'm gonna make of this, which is intriguing. I might hate it, I might love it. And this one had quite interesting packaging. So the Forgotten Arm. Let's see if I can show you this. Comes with a nice kind of book. First printing May 2005. Just really nice package, the way this has been done. So intriguing. In another shop, The Supremes, Merry Christmas. Never heard this before. It's a kind of it's a proper album, but it's been issued in a bit of a low budget style, I would say. But it's The Supremes, and looking at that track list, I think it's going to be a really interesting album to hear. And then Brian Eno. It's very rare you see Brian Eno stuff in charity shops. In fact, credited to Brian Eno, Daniel Lanois, Michael Brook, Roger Eno, and Laraji, not sure how you pronounce that. Music for Films 3. Harold Budd as well, John Paul Jones, various other people. So continues his series of ambient works, and I believe this has some material recorded for the Apollo album as well. So it's in a slightly beaten up condition, but I looked this up on Amazon and it goes for silly money, so I was very pleased to find that for £1. Arrival by Abba. This was their 4th studio album. Very pleased to find this for £1, including Dancing Queen, Knowing Me, Knowing You, Money, 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 and Fernando. There's Abba in a helicopter. New Order, Get Ready. This is from 2001. This was their first album in 8 years. They were past their peak really by this point. I don't generally like their stuff after the Technique album, but for £1 I thought, it's got to be worth at least hearing it. Here's an artist I've never heard before, again, £1, Sarah McLachlan and Solace. In fact, I bought this because Kyle on Track by Track recently recommended another album by this artist, and having never heard a note, I was very intrigued to hear more. So thank you, Kyle, for raising my interest, and yeah, I hope it's interesting. Nina Nastasia and Dogs, again £1. So this is from the year 2000. I think it's her debut album. She's an American singer-songwriter, made in Canada it says there, but she's American. And then in the same shop, I also looked at the vinyl. I don't normally find much good vinyl in charity shops, but today I was luckier. This is the debut album by Heaven 17, Penthouse and Pavement. This was £1 for their 1981 album. Really love that artwork. There's just something about it. And then in the same pile of stuff, William Ackerman, Imaginary Roads. So William Ackerman is the founder of Windham Hill Records, and this is released on Windham Hill. He's an American guitarist. I've previously found some of his stuff on CD, but never on vinyl. And then, obviously donated by the same former owner, is this sampler of Windham Hill. So it's the Windham Hill Record Sampler 86, and includes various different artists on the label. So it's kind of a I'm intrigued by this label in general, but it will be a good way to hear some of these other artists who I'm not familiar with. And then, most intriguing of all, I found in this vinyl, I found this, and I thought, great, a Who album. How unusual to find a Who album, but unfortunately, the sleeve is empty. There's nothing in it. And next to it was this record, which is not the album of the sleeve. So this is the story of the Who, and obviously doesn't go with that sleeve, but possibly have been wrongly filed. I took it up to the man at the till and I said, do you have the cover for that compilation, and do you have the vinyl to go with this sleeve? And he said no, this is how they had come in. In fact, this is really badly scratched. So because he knew this wasn't really ideal, he said I could have this for free. So I've ended up here with what looks like an unplayable Who record in the wrong sleeve, which doesn't happen every day. And then I left that charity shop and got the bus home, but I couldn't resist just nipping into one more charity shop on the way back. I found this. So this is the Rolling Stones Hot Rocks 1964 to 1971. It's a 2 CD compilation. This was £1.50. I'm pretty sure I've got almost everything here on some album or other, but kind of nice to have it again just in this format. So it's a really comprehensive collection of hits from, you know, what's ultimately their greatest period. So really quite pleased with that.